You have heard the word semiconductor a million times by now. It is in every headline, every stock report, every news segment. But here is the question nobody is giving you a straight answer on. Is this chip boom still going in the second half of 2026, or is the party about to end? My name is Lee, and in this video we are going to cut through the noise. By the time we are done, you will actually understand what is happening in the chip world, and more importantly, what it means for your money, your job, and the gadgets you use every day. Here is what we are going to cover. Why chips suddenly became the most important thing on Earth. Who is buying them all? Whether we are making too many or not enough. And the one question everyone is afraid to answer. Is there a crash coming? And I am not just talking about stock prices. Semiconductors are the reason your phone works, your car starts, your fridge keeps food cold. When the chip world sneezes, the whole economy catches a cold. So if you want to understand where the world is heading in the second half of 2026, this is the video for you. 2. How we got here. Let us rewind for a second. Remember 2020? When toilet paper was scarce and car dealers had empty lots. That was also the start of the biggest chip shortage in history. Car companies canceled orders, then realized they actually needed chips. By the time they tried to reorder, everyone else had already grabbed them all. See, here is the thing about chip factories. They take years to build and cost billions of dollars. You cannot just spin up a chip fab like you would open a pizza shop. So when demand exploded from cars, laptops, gaming consoles, everything with a plug, the factories just could not keep up. Then, just when things were starting to stabilize, boom, ChatGPT blew up. And suddenly, every company on Earth wanted AI chips. Not just a few millions of them. And AI chips are the most expensive, most complex chips to make. One company became the star of this show, Nvidia. Their stock went up a lot. One of the most valuable companies on the planet, practically overnight. And their CEO Jensen Huang became like a rock star, walking around in his signature leather jacket like he just stepped off a concert stage. And it was not just Nvidia. AMD, Intel, TSMC, Samsung, they all started racing to build better chips, faster. Governments got involved too. The US passed the CHIPS Act. Europe passed their own version. Suddenly, making chips was not just business, it was national security. Fast forward to 2026, and the stakes are even higher. AI got way bigger, hundreds of billions of dollars being spent on data centers. Geopolitical tensions between the US and China turned the chip industry into a battlefield. And everyone is asking, can this really keep going? 3. Where are we now? Mid-2026. So where are we in mid-2026? The global semiconductor market is now pushing past $1 trillion a year. That is $1 trillion with a T. That is more than the entire global movie industry, music industry, and video game industry combined. The biggest driver? AI chips. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta are spending more on AI infrastructure than some countries' entire GDP. These AI data centers need thousands of chips each, and they are building dozens of them. It has become a spending war. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they are all terrified of being left behind in AI. Capital expenditure from the big 3 cloud providers hit over $150 billion this year. But it is not just AI. The PC and phone market is finally coming back. People are upgrading their phones again. The average electric car now has over 3,000 chips. Industrial equipment, medical devices, even your smart fridge, they all need chips. The PC market, which everyone declared dead, is actually growing again. Smartphone shipments are up for the first time in years. Automotive chip demand is through the roof. Every new car is basically a computer on wheels with an engine. But it is not all good news. Making chips is incredibly hard. The machines that do this, made by a Dutch company called ASML, cost over $400 million each and take years to deliver. ASML has a near monopoly on the machines needed to make the most advanced chips. The US government has been putting pressure on them to stop selling to China. And that has created a whole new level of complexity. There is a talent problem. There are not enough engineers to design these chips. Universities cannot graduate chip engineers fast enough. Companies are fighting over the same small pool of talent, driving salaries through the roof. And there is the environmental cost. Chip fabs use insane amounts of water and electricity. AI data centers are energy hogs. A single AI training run can use as much electricity as a small town does in a year. 4. Supply side. Are we building too many fabs? Now let us talk about the supply side. Companies are building chip factories, called fabs, everywhere. In Arizona, Ohio, Texas, Germany, Japan, Singapore. It is a global building spree. TSMC is building new fabs in Arizona, Japan, and Germany. Samsung is building in Texas. Intel is building in Ohio and Arizona. We are talking hundreds of billions in investment. But here's the question that keeps investors up at night. Are we building too many fabs? In the chip industry, there is a famous pattern called the silicon cycle. When demand is high, everyone builds more. Then when demand slows down, you are left with empty factories. Look at the memory chip market. In 2022 to 2023, memory companies built too much capacity, demand collapsed, prices cratered. They lost billions. Now those same companies are making bank again because AI needs tons of high-end memory. The equipment makers, Applied Materials, Lam Research, KLA, ASML, are having the best years of their lives. Because even if some fabs end up empty, the equipment to build them has already been sold. The technology race is getting insane. The industry is pushing towards smaller transistors, 2 nanometer, 1.4 nanometer, even 1 nanometer chips. Chips are getting incredibly dense and powerful, but staying ahead costs a fortune. A single cutting-edge fab costs $20 to $30 billion. The R&D costs billions more. Only a handful of companies can afford to play this game. 5. Demand side. Who is eating all these chips? The single biggest driver of chip demand is AI. Training an AI model takes thousands of chips running for months. When you ask ChatGPT a question, that is inference, and it also needs massive computing power. AI models are getting bigger, not smaller. Each new model is more data hungry than the last. Data centers are being built everywhere, in deserts, in cold Nordic countries, even underwater. Every business now wants AI. Banks use it for fraud detection. Hospitals use it for diagnosis. Farms use it for crop management. Even pizza shops use it to predict toppings. All of these need chips. Consumer electronics is having a moment. After years of people holding onto their phones and laptops, the upgrade cycle is back. AI features in phones are making people actually want to buy new devices. Every electric vehicle has thousands of chips for battery management, autonomous driving, infotainment. When Tesla or BYD sells 1 million cars, that is billions of dollars worth of chips. Smart home devices, industrial sensors, wearables, all need small, cheap chips. Connected devices are expected to hit 30 billion this year. For devices for every person on Earth. 6. Geopolitics, the chip Cold War. Now we have to talk about geopolitics. The US and China are locked in what experts call a chip war. The US wants to keep its technological edge. China wants to catch up, fast. The US has imposed export controls. Certain advanced chips cannot be sold to China. It hurts American chip companies too. China response. Going all in on their own chip industry. Billions poured into domestic companies. They are stockpiling chips. TSMC is based in Taiwan. If anything disrupts Taiwan, the global chip supply is devastated. Countries are scrambling to build backup. Fabs. Chip manufacturing is shifting to Southeast Asia. Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, India are becoming major players. The CHIPS Act is showing results. Fabs breaking ground across the U.S. Intel hiring thousands. TSMC, Arizona ramping up. 7. Key players. Who is winning? Nvidia is king of AI chips. Blackwell and Rubin selling out. 80% of the AI chip market. AMD and Intel not giving up. AMD MI series gaining traction. Intel betting on foundry business. TSMC makes chips for everyone. Without TSMC, half the world advanced chips would not exist. Most important company you never heard of. Samsung, SK Hynix, Micron control memory chips. Crucial for AI now. High bandwidth memory in huge demand. ASML, Applied Materials, Lam Research, KLA, they make the tools. Less known but printing money. ARM in every smartphone. Synopsys and Cadence make design software. They win no matter who makes the chips. 8. The big question. H2 2026 outlook. Bull case. AI adoption still early. Data centers accelerating. Consumer electronics recovering. Countries stockpiling chips. Bear case. Oversupply by 2027. AI spending could slow. Geopolitical shocks. Economy catching up. Most likely, somewhere in the middle. AI demand real and not going away. But easy money is made. More volatility ahead. For regular people, car and phone prices may stay elevated. Chip engineering jobs are hot. Watch Nvidia earnings. Wild cards. New AI breakthrough needing new chips. Quantum computing suddenly practical. New trade war. 9. Conclusion. Semiconductors are the most important industry. Foundation of AI and national security. Boom is not over but maturing. This industry will not be boring. Chip world is where the action is. H2 2026 keeps getting crazier. If this helped, hit like so more people can see it. My name is Lee, and I will see you in the next video.